we would see General Sibanda speaking a glimpse and insight into who he is. We see this. Could this be the reason or not?
We started amassing wealth. It's unfortunate that after independence, some of us went wayward and we started amassing wealth. We started getting involved in corruption and so on. But we were taught to share. When we were out there, we were taught, and this remained the position until sometime after independence, when maybe some of us became wayward.
This remained the case until after independence, sometime after independence, when some of us became wayward. Take note of the word us, some of us.
We were taught to share. Whatever was available was shared equally. And I remember the Rhodesians ran a campaign of trying to demonize the guerrilla leaders. I remember there was some leaflets that they drew where they put a guerrilla leader there, sitting there with a big plate full of food, and then a subordinate sitting there with nothing.
So we are seeing General Sibanda there states his position in all his speak. He is asserting his position as a liberation war fighter, as somebody who did contribute in the liberation war. He is emphasizing that very much. Then we would see him also speak on his vision for the Zimbabwe army.
The country is very safe. It's unfortunate that we had that incident on the 1st of August. Very unfortunate that we lost some lives, but otherwise...
Is he speaking on the shootings that would happen after the 2023 election?
The country remains safe, and we intend to ensure that it remains that way.
We intend to make sure that it remains that way. Check the boldness that he speaks with. Big up to Amos Masunda watching us live from Cape Town, Somerset West. To those watching us live, you can write your comments in the top chat or in the super chat, so I can get to see your names, so I can give you my shout outs. Kune vari kutuona munogona kunyora macomments enyu pa top chat kana pa super chat kuti ndione mazita enyu.
I would want to see an efficient, well-trained, compact force, well looked after in terms of conditions of service, well led, and
well looked after in terms of conditions of services. So we saw Panolonchwa Zimbabwe military. We see General Sibanda would be speaking towards the president of 18 years. We have to tell proud.
And a force that is respected by both friend and foe.
A force that is respected by both friend and foe. So, General Sibanda has always been straightforward in his speaking, in the way he speaks. He doesn't put a bit around the bush. So, could he have refused to be fired? Was it yet time? It would have been time, according to his age. But we see an effort to introduce a new statutory instrument, to accommodate General Sibanda. At one time, we would see him being made an ex-official member of the Politburo. Then we see that being questioned. Now there's an extent to amend Mtemo to accommodate him. Does he have a place in the succession matrix? And with this happening, what will happen? We're seeing the ZANU-PF plot to make President Emmerson Mnangagwa a president for life. So we're going to also cover that and give a comparison during Mugabe's era, or a comparison to what happened during Mugabe's time.
I want a force that will not be taken for granted. And so this is my vision for the ZDF.
Take note how he says this. I want a force that will not be taken for granted.
I want a force that will not be taken for granted.
Taken for granted by who? Let me just rewind that one.
That is respected by both friend and foe. I want a
respected by both enemy and person, friend and foe. That is respected by both friend and foe.
Well led and a force that is respected by both friend and foe. I want a force that will not be taken for granted. And so this is my vision for the ZDF.
So this is my vision for the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Of course, we see this amendment that is made in December. Time and age for civil servants is increased, and if a person is a war veteran, they are allowed to go past that age by 5 years. By 5 years. Then we see also he increased pensionable service from 20 to 30 years around that very same time. So, will this amendment have been meant to accommodate General Sibanda's term extension? How powerful is General Sibanda? At one time we see him being made a Zambia Politburo member. Then, the Zimbabwe National Army current commander, again, General Anselm Sanyatwe, would be a commander and then would stop being a commander at one time. Then we see him back as a commander. How would he return? Who would have requested that for him to be brought back again? Now we're seeing this term extension by 1 year. Why specifically by 1 year up until November next year? Is it a time to see how he's going to be behaving? Or this is a diplomatic firing? So you just increase notifying the person that by this time you would be out of work, so that when the time does do come, you wouldn't need to be firing the person. So this might actually be a strategic firing we are seeing happening here. And we are seeing these amendments as being a constitutionalist in amending laws so that Philip Sibanda, General Philip Valerio Sibanda's term could be extended at work. If so, why go through all the hurdles just to extend General Sibanda's term by only 1